श्री राधा वृंदावन की, श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की, श्री श्री गौर निताय की, श्रीनिवास पद्मावती वेंकटेश्वर बालाजी की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदे। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. I'll repeat. Durlabho Manusho Deho Dehinam Kshanabhanguraha Tatrapi Durlabham Manye Vaikuntha Priya Darshanam. We'll take another meter, we'll sing. Huh? Durlabho Manusho Deho Dehinam Kshanabhanguraha Tatrapi Durlabham Manye Vaikuntha Priya Darshanam. All devotees together will recite, okay? Durlabho Manusho Deho Dehinam Kshanabhanguraha Tatrapi Durlabham Manye Vaikuntha Priya Darshanam. Durlabaha, difficult to achieve. Manushaha, human. Dehaha, body. Dehinam, for embodied beings. Kshanabhanguraha, prone to be destroyed at any moment. Tatra, in that human body, api, even, durlabham, more difficult to achieve. Manye, I consider. Vaikuntha Priya, of those who are dear to the Supreme Lord. Vaikuntha. Darshanam, the vision. Translation purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki. For the conditioned souls, the human body is most difficult to achieve and it can be lost at any moment. But I think that even those who have achieved the human life rarely gain the association of pure devotees who are dear to the Lord of Vaikuntha. Please repeat. For the conditioned souls, the human body is most difficult to achieve and it can be lost at any moment. But I think that even those who have achieved human life rarely gain the association of pure devotees who are dear to the Lord of Vaikuntha. So he is saying, see, today is a very short class. I am leaving at 8 o'clock because there is a class by His Holiness Sundar Chaitanya Maharaj in the temple. So good news for all of you is I will leave you early. 8 o'clock you will be liberated. after this class. Okay, just 1 hour from now. Okay, I told this so that you will be very attentive. Short time. You see, for the conditioned souls, the human body is most difficult to achieve. Why it is most difficult to achieve? The conditioned souls are always absorbed in animalistic activities for sense gratification. Therefore, they repeatedly need material bodies which can provide them sense gratification. Uh, because our material bodies are uh, uh, awarded based on our desires stored in the mind. So, if our mind is filled with the sense gratificatory pursuits, then we get more and more animal bodies, birds' bodies, aquatics, and insects and things like that. So, it's very rare. In case they get a human body, it's not very easy. In case they get it, that is very difficult to achieve for them. But it can be lost at any moment. Why? Because human form of life, the ayu is very short. If you see, for example, a whale can live 300 years. Trees can live even 1,000, 2,000 years also. Hmm. Some trees live 5,000 years also, redwood trees and all. Whereas the human body lives only 100 years, sometimes less than that also. Sometimes 70, 80. So the time span in the human body available for us is short. Hmm. So I'll just show you one very nice calculation I saw. See, this man is 65-year-old man. Look at his life, how he has spent. Sleeping how much time? Yes. And daily routine. See, can you avoid brushing your teeth, taking bath, eating, washing clothes, and so on? And meals, and commuting, traveling, and going on job work, and other miscellaneous roaming around and all. And 3.5 years. And then personal discretion put together. How the life goes, you can see that. In this way, all these years have been spent in activities. You don't get anything back out of these things. Uh, that means human body is also wasted like this. Sleeping, brushing the teeth, taking bath, eating meals, commuting from one place to another, traffic inch by inch, moving in the car, doing work in the office because you have to earn some money. Correct now. And then other miscellaneous means entertainment, roaming, fun, enjoying. Because somebody want to go for swimming, somebody want to go for playing games, somebody want to play video games, somebody want to watch some IPL. Everybody has their own entertainment. Correct now. So in this way, time goes away in human body. So therefore, he is saying that the human body itself is very rare to get, but to the living entity, wastes it. For the conditioned soul, the human body is most difficult to achieve, and it can be lost at any moment. It can be because it is given, it will be taken away. Hmm? Like one man booked a car to go from Pune to Bombay. So the car was given to him in the morning, and he is supposed to return it next day morning, 10 to 10. Today morning, 10 o'clock, he took it. So his idea was morning he will go to Bombay, do some business, and come back in the evening. At night he can rest, and next day morning he will give back the car. But then he became so preoccupied with the day, and the time was running out, running out, running out. And then by the time he was ready to go to Bombay, it was already like 7 o'clock in the night. huh. So he thought, okay, let me rest now. Then tomorrow we will see. Early morning we will go to Bombay, quickly come back by 10. But then next day morning got up at 8 o'clock. Then what? But then by the time he took his breakfast, everything, he had to return back the car. And that's what happens in human body. You are given some span of time. So many things you do. And by the time your teeth are gone, eyes are gone, ears are gone, hair is gone, everything, you are Buddha, already has a stick in the hand. Can I start my duties in human form of life? You ask, and then part. Next one, you die. Correct, no? By the time you're too old. So most people actually waste their human life like this. That's what he's saying. Can be lost at any moment. So it is awarded to you for a particular purpose. So he's saying, but I think that even those who have achieved human life rarely gain the association of pure devotee, which means in human body, how many people come across Krishna's devotees? How many people get training in spiritual knowledge? How many people come to the point of surrendering to a guru and taking initiation and then following the four agreed principles and all those things? And then how many people, strictly practice and become pure hearted and return back to Godhead? Then the proportion becomes lesser and lesser and lesser. Santi Viralachara Katipaye. Our Brahma Samhita says, a few souls return back to Godhead. Others are again put back in the system of coming and going. So that's what he's saying that. So it's very, very. mm, People are now being cheated about the truth about life. You see, they're completely unaware of the danger of slipping back into 8 million species that lie below the human species. It is natural that a human being think in terms of progress. We want to feel that our life is progressing and that we are advancing and improving quality of life. Therefore, it is urgent that people be informed of the great danger of misusing valuable human life, and that they know of the great opportunity the human life affords. Prabhupada used to say, what is progress? The dog is running on four legs and you are running on four wheels. Prabhupada, is dog jumping progress? Prabhupada asked, how many of you have seen dog jumping and running from one place to another fastly? You have seen that? Correct, no? To chase after some she dog or something. And then from there, he'll come again running back here. So simply running, and similarly, man also takes a car and runs from, he goes there and then comes back. Very fastly he's going, but what progress is he making? Hmm? Because you will see that although he may say, I'm going to America, I'm going to London, I'm going here, I'm going there, suddenly one day he gets a massive heart attack and dies. Everything accumulated is left behind, correct? Where does he go? He doesn't know. Therefore, Prabhupada used to say, what is your progress? So let us, very big purport it is. So you can read when you get time. I will just take one paper, one page and write something that will make it more easy for you to appreciate. Prabhupada uses the word heavy responsibilities, correct? No? So you ask somebody, what is your heavy responsibility? He says, yes, sir, I have a heavy responsibility. I have to get my daughter married. I am worried. I have two daughters. I don't know how to settle them. I need to collect money to get them settled. Or I have to get my son to go abroad and make money and become an entrepreneur and get settled in business. Or I have to build our own house. We are living in a rented house. These are things people think it is their responsibility, correct? But these are all, done even by animals also. Don't you know animals build a house? Correct, no? Animals also marry and beget children. They may not have proper ceremony for marriage and all, but they also have their mates, correct, no? They also beget children. It's not a big deal that you begot children and they cannot. In fact, they beget more children than you. Mosquitoes beget millions of babies. Mosquitoes gets, correct, no? You can get only one in a year at the most. So that's what. If we are doing their activities better, that's not what. Uh, so first point we should know. Mm, yes, yes. This is the first point. Every human being should know. Animal life is for sense gratification. Human life is for self-realization. Actually, animals do not know anything beyond eating, sleeping, mating, defending. You all know that. So, This only human can do. Liberate spirit from matter. Because the spirit is currently trapped in a material body and is struggling in this body with diseases in the body, old age, and you know, too much cold winter, too much hot summer. So, liberating spirit from matter is a subject matter understandable only by humans, no other creature. Nothing in the 8.4 million species can understand other than the humans. So, where do you begin? Uh, Animal life to human life is possible by following four regs. So, you make a upward progress. This is one type of progress. Animal life to human life. You can be called as human only when you follow these four regs. Now, many of the people are not even following this. So, what does that mean? They are called as two-legged animals. Correct? No? There are four-legged animals. There are two-legged animals, and then they will. Of course, some animals walk with four legs. Some walk with two legs. Or the activities. These are the activities they do: illicit sex, fish, meat, eggs, intoxication, gambling. So when they do that, so then what happens? They're actually preparing a frame of mind which takes them to such kind of bodies eventually. Yeah, you see, the attention uh, that you give to something, that attention is what I gradually brings about the kind of activities that you do. But let us take for example, I'll write that point. He studies in his books about construction of building, bridges, you know, how to make structures. There is a structural engineering, correct now. After that, what does he do? That's what he does. He makes bridges, he makes buildings, correct now. Mm. Correct now. You can see that whatever input is going and output is coming accordingly. See, correct now. If you are hearing pure substance, you are hearing like the message of the Gita, you are hearing from the spiritual master, you're watching the deities, you're eating the prasad. So whatever inputs are going, the quality of the activities that's going to come out of your body depends on the quality of input. Hmm. So the first three activities, they are binding activities, and the fourth activity is liberating activity. Correct, no? So therefore, the attention what you give, Are you giving attention to liberating spirit from matter, or are you giving attention to bind spirit in matter? Like it's like, your parrot is inside a cage. You can remove the parrot from the cage and put it in second cage. And then remove second cage and put it in third cage. Parrot may be wondering, I thought he's going to liberate me. He's going to free me, but he's putting me in another cage, and third cage, and fourth cage. Similarly, we are coming out of one body and going into the second body, and third body, and fourth body. So that's what all humans are doing. A human body, because they have not done the devotional activity, they have not controlled their senses. That is why uh, how paying attention to spiritual life means, that's the first thing. If you don't control the mind and senses, see, attention to liberating spirit means control the mind and senses and direct them for spiritual advancement. Not let them loose for chasing after the mirage and suffer birth after birth. Correct, no? So two directions you can take. One is a downward direction. One is a upward direction. So upward direction means, you control the mind and control the senses. In human body, you can do that. And animals, birds, they cannot do that. They just helplessly act instinctively. So when we also behave like animals, then we are pulled by the mind and the senses to indulge in foolish activities like that, sense gratification. And then that means, your account is increasing in such a manner that you have to take birth after birth in this world, in different bodies. Correct, no? Sometimes, as he says, Prabhupada used to say cat's body, dog's body, animal body, bird's body, like that. So one has to ask, am I in the path of liberating the soul or binding the soul? And you have two direction, upward or lower direction. Uh, so, and if somebody says, I just don't worry about all these things, I just, do whatever my mind tells me I do. That means he's basically saying, I'm basically an animal, he says. That's all. He's not making an effort to grow, correct? No? Imagine somebody says, my father, put me in this college, but my mind doesn't allow me to study. I just like to watch movies and play video games and then, eat out in the hotel and then relax. That's what my mind says I do. Yes, you can do, but then you won't earn the degree. Correct, no? There are 4 years, 50 papers. Who is going to pass? Huh? You will have to, any field, material field or spiritual field, if you want to grow, you have to, you have to put your efforts. Without effort, in no field you grow. So, even in material field, people are lazy. How are they going to take in spiritual life? Correct, no? Even in, like I have seen in villages, sometimes a boy, his parents have a lot of money. So he is sitting in a tea shop, drinking tea, chewing tobacco, like that, spitting, reading newspaper, huh? Simply idling like animals. You've seen that? There are people like that. So you all are not in the category. You have come out of the villages, you come to the city, you have taken responsibility in your life and you cracked some exam and then you got into engineering now. So you are materially more responsible. Now your good quality is that you are responsible. But that responsibility you have to understand that now it should be put in the spiritual life now. Because you are liberated from poverty and living, like imagine, for example, say one of you did not study for the competitive exams and you didn't come to city, you'll be plowing in the field, correct, no? There's a lot of hard work you have to do, correct or not? The village, the early morning you have to do and the all day you work in the field, correct? Making money without any degree, without any education, you people do work hard, correct, no? Yeah, they work. So, but now, if you are educated now, you have a more comfortable life. Hmm? You are educated now, you get a good job, and then you have your car, you have your bungalow. You are improving your economically your situation. In the same manner, Prabhupada says, from this comfortable life, so-called whatever comfortable it is, quote unquote comfortable material life. The real comfort for the soul is liberated life. Huh? Is a bird comfortable in the cage or the bird comfortable in the free sky? So that's what. So a boy can focus on sense gratification, eating, sleeping, mating, defending, and just be bound in the body after body. Huh? Although he may have a, like, even if you go to heavens, for example, somebody goes to become a Gandharva or become a Devata. There also the asuras go to attack. Correct? No. Anywhere you go, there is always danger in this world. So therefore, one should understand that the real life is on a liberated platform, huh? Happy life. So that is why liberating matter means one has to agree to control the mind and senses. Hmm? Therefore, Krishna says, "Tasya prajna patishtita." You know that famous verse. Uh, Yada samharate chayam kurmongani vasarvashakha indriyani indriyartebhyas tasya prajna patishtita tani sarvani samyamya yukta asita matparaha Vashe hiyasyendriyani tasya prajna padhishtita, he says. That boy's intelligence is focused. In Krishna consciousness, he says, he has to do two things. First, he says, like a tortoise, he has to withdraw his senses and not let them be exposed. Otherwise, the Maya will attack and he will be killed. So, Maya will. Therefore, the tortoise withdraws its limbs inside head and hands, legs, everything, and shows only the back. Like that, one should withdraw the mind and senses. And that's not enough. Krishna says that. Then he says, after withdrawing, what you should do? Yukta asita matparaha. You should, you know, have attentiveness towards the higher activities, spiritual activities. That's what I showed you here. Attention on any field brings about activities in that field. If you are a civil engineer, you study that kind of books and you act in that kind of ways. If you are a devotee, you study uh, your A.B.C.D, which is your association, the Bhagavad Gita, the chanting of the holy name, devotional diet, seva engagements, correct? No? So all these things actually over a period of time, they're purifying and elevating and eventually liberating. Correct? No? So therefore, one should, for example, so when you are living in a temple ambience, and you're hearing the lectures, and then you're doing kirtan yourself, and you're engaging in services, over a period of time, as the quantity of these services increase, your mind gradually becomes calm, cool, collected, and purified. Uh, And and then your tastes also. That's another. That's main point. I wanted to say this point. Yeah. For example, a child is drinking breast milk of the mother. In the beginning, child has not drunk anything. That's the first, because he was getting from umbilical cord. Correct, no? And after the child started drinking breast milk, Then daily drinking, it has developed a taste for breast milk. Now, after some months, the mother wants to switch over from the breast milk to, say, something like rice or chapati or something. Correct? A small, softly she wants to feed. Is the child ready? No. He has got used to this. Huh? Therefore, when children sometimes mother doesn't give breast milk, they cry. That's why they have this one rubber kind of thing they put, pacifier, they call it. Pacifier, child is imagining like that is doing, but actually there is no milk coming from that. Correct? Na? Rubber kind of thing. Correct? Na? And then later on, mother slowly feeds him rice or chapati. Initially, the child, as soon as mother shows chapati, he will turn his face away. Because initially there is no taste. He runs from one room to another room. Correct? No? Mother also chases behind him. But then after feeds again and again, she keeps feeding. And over a period of time, he starts liking chapati, just like all of you. Now you bring your plate and come. Nobody needs to chase after you. Correct? No? See, first time I ate bakri, I was thinking so plain. It is so simple. Huh? You know, how many of you felt chapati is better than bakri felt? No, no, I'm saying about taste. I'm not talking about good or bad. I'm saying. How many of you feel puri is better than chapati also? Correct? Yeah. You feel like that. But out of the three, puri is the worst. Because it is oily. Yeah. And chapati also has gluten and there are a lot of other difficulties. But bakri is the most healthy. How many of you know that? Now, if you know it is healthy, huh, although it looks very rough and very big, but very easy to digest. Correct? No? It's very healthy. So you heard about how bakri is healthy, although it may be initially little not so tasty. But now, daily I'm eating bakri. It is as tasty as puri now. You know, especially if somebody knows how to make it thin, very nice, not like a rough bakri. Huh? If some people know very correct, no? They make it like a cloth, very, very thin bakri, and then you mix with sabji and dal and take it. It's like almost like puri taste. Very nice it is. Huh? Now I got used to bakri every day morning, and it's very ecstatic. It is no, not a problem at all. So once you start repeatedly tasting, over a period of time you develop. See, that's what I've written. The absorption comes from engagements, and repeated and attentive engagements produce taste. Similarly, in the beginning, when he started chanting, even one round was like climbing a Himalayan mountain. Huh? Is it not? My Lord. Huh? You know, generally, it takes 20 minutes to chant for a newcomer. One round. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Slowly, huh? And then one round they finished. Oh, they have done a very big job. They feel like that. But now, many of you are 10, 16 rounds now over a period of time. So, as we engage in chanting, reading, hearing, you know, initially to bring people for the classes is so difficult. You go to room, they lock the room and run away. Huh? You have to give gulab jamun, you have to give this, that. What all cajoling you have to do to bring the new people. Huh? You know, yeah. So we used to give, before the class, we used to give khas, khas, that pink color. Huh? Of course, if a boy comes 10 minutes late, it will get over. So many boys come running for the class. And after the class, you give some bundi or, gulab jamun. They know that beginning and end, you get something special. And in between, you hear the class. So much you have to do. In companies, you call it as a carrot and a stick. Huh? You dangle a carrot, then the donkey can chase after it. And then if it doesn't go, then stick. Huh? So, you see, material life is very miserable. Huh? But spiritual life, neither do you show a stick nor dangle a carrot. We give some nice prasad, correct? No? But after you taste uh, the hearing, after that you can sit down and hear hours and hours. Several hours, 3 hours also you can hear. You will not get tired. You have seen that many times our programs go very long also, correct? No? So and the taste develops over a period of time by repeated engagement. Who will not develop taste? He is sitting in the class, but he is not attentive. That's why I have written here, if you see. Repeated and attentive engagements produce taste. If you are not attentive in the class, you are looking at your mobile or doing some other activity, just waiting to get rid of the class, then you will not develop taste. After some time, you will see such boys go away also because their attention was there, but not in the class, in mobile or something else. And whatever something else they were attentive, that they will get taste. So that means there are two type of tastes: material taste, spiritual taste. So material taste also that we'll write about that. See, what is the difference between the. See, one becomes attached to whatever taste. For example, there are boys who go for discotheque and they dance to the tune of Michael Jackson's song or something. Uh, or there are boys who get into smoking or drinking, correct? No? Drugs and things like that. Once they get into it and they repeatedly and attentively do it, they develop a very strong taste, correct or not? They go deep and deep into that. Huh? But then over a period of time, what happens? It burns the mineral taste, they will burn us over time and cause us more and more. The more you enjoy them, more dushpurena అనలేన చైసేసిన ఆవృతం జ్ఞానమేతేన జ్ఞానినో నిత్యవైరిణ కామరూపేణ కౌంతేయ దుష్పూరేణ అనలేన చ it says it's like putting petrol in fire. So that it increases their hankering and it burns them over time. You can see that how what always they suffer. But spiritual taste over a period of time will calm your hankerings. You had like for example, many of you were eating meat before. You gradually over a period of time you understood chicken and goat, they are like our brother. You should not kill them. You can't eat them. How can you eat up your brother? So then when you have given them up, in the same manner, smoking, drinking, our devotees give up these things very quickly. So which means your mind has become calm. That if hankering is there, how will you be able to give up? It calms the mind and senses, and also eventually, when your senses are purified, here comes the next point. Purified senses seek pure engagements and absorption. For example, if senses are impure, you also look for naked woman. Huh? Your eyes are hankering for you know eating and indulging in such impure activities. Like a pig is eating stool and has sex with even mother, sister, and daughter also. Prabhupada says. The pigs have no discrimination. Similarly, there are boys who have even misbehaved with their sister also. huh. You know that's because their sex urge is so strong that they don't treat the sister like a mother. Correct, no? So, which means impure senses chase after impurity, dirty senses. Whereas the purified senses, they always seek pure engagements, elevating engagements, and uh, and uh, and also they become pure absorption. Also, they get like for example, one develops the taste. Oh, let me do some seva. Let me do some book distribution. Let me go and take darshan. Let me go for yatra. Let me chant more Ekadashi day. Let me do some Vaishnava song kirtan. Let me uh, please my spiritual master. Let me please the Vaishnavas. These are very fine engagements. Purer and purer, purified senses. So, initially I told you, you know, to go from animal platform to human platform, what you have to do? Four regulative principles. Now, from human platform to divine platform, yeah, A.B.C.D, correct? No? Association, Bhagavad Gita study, chanting the holy name. These are all spiritual activities. Why are we doing these activities daily morning? For this purpose only. We want to go from human platform to divine platform. And the more divine you become, more you are becoming liberated huh? from all kinds of sufferings, all kinds of entanglements, repeated birth and death. Vips, six vips, Kshut, Vipasa, Shoka, Moha, Jara, Mrityu. You know the six vips? Kshut means hunger. Vipasa means thirst. This material body has these things, correct? No? And Shoka, Moha means lamentation and, yeah, lamentation, illusion. And Jara, Mrityu, old age. And so these are six vips that we get in human body. I mean, in any body, any material body. But when you become liberated from the material body, these six will be absent in the spiritual body. So, Because the devotee will no more get a purpose is uh, see, no more material world, no more material body, no more misery. Repeat. So this is for the devotee. This is the gift a devotee gets by practicing devotion service. That means when you are agreeable to go from human platform to divine platform, these are the advantages you get. You are freed from the six whips, and what are the four real problems you all know, right? Janma mrityu jara vyadi dukkha dosha anudarshanam. He says, no? Yeah, similarly, threefold miseries also, adhyatmika, adhibhautika, adhyavika. No one material. But so this is a gift for a devotee. And to go and to how to go, besides doing this A.B.C.D, one more thing we have to do. Right now, if you focuses our attention and put all energy in possessing material goods, uh, then we leave behind all that we accumulated, but again we start from zero, which means it's like possessing and living, possessing and living. Correct? No? Have seen that? Like newborn child has a hand like this. How many of you have seen? If you open the hand, it again is like this. You tried that? Because he's coming in what mode? Capturing mode. He want to possess. And the old man, how he dies? Does he capture? He lives. So in the beginning of our life, we capture everything. At the end of life, we leave everything. There is one Hindi poem which says, both the newborn child and dead man's body covered with a coffin cloth, both don't have a pocket. It is said. That means why they don't have a pocket? Because right now we all have pocket. Everybody has a pocket. Right now, why we have pocket? Because when you are living only, you can keep money. Because when you are newly born, you come with nothing. So child doesn't brought anything. So he comes with no pocket. Correct, no? He's only having a napkin or something around the body. And a dead man has a coffin cloth over his body because he can't take anything. You will see that when people die, they take all those nose rings, earrings, everything golden. Correct, no? Do they leave it or take it away? You don't know? They take it away. Nothing is allowed to go with the dead body. Yeah. Dead body has to. That's why only cloth is put. Dead body doesn't need a packet. Only you need a packet now. Correct? That means you can't carry anything. That's the point here. Huh? So, so this is about. This is the highlight point here. Huh? One is one focuses on not just focuses on all energy, elevating consciousness. Correct? So, actually, for this, Prabhupada gives an example. Very nice example Prabhupada gives. This is the example Prabhupada gives. You know, the issue of nation. See, the two boys from the same village. One of them became High Court magistrate. Another fellow dropped out of school and ran away. He didn't study. Huh? So one of them became, after becoming High Court magistrate, he was earning like 50,000 rupees monthly. Whereas the other boy who dropped out from school is earning only 5,000. But who does more hard work? The clerk. Huh? Because he has to put rubber stamp. Chick, 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 all day. He's working very hard. Huh? Yeah. So Prabhupada says that this fellow works more hard and earns only one-time salary. Whereas the other High Court magistrate, he just has to look at this side, look at that side and write a little bit, and then he gets 50,000. Similarly, which form of life is compared to High Court magistrate? Human form. And then the animal forms and the people who are materialistic, their forms are compared to the boy who dropped out from school. Why? Because you can see that after you become a devotee, your every activity you can compare. Like, for example, one brahmachari is here in our temple. His father was so surprised. He is eating 3 times a day hot prasad. As soon as prasad is brought from the kitchen, it's smoky hot, is being served. And his another son is working in America. His wife cooks only once a week, keeps in the fridge and takes out and puts some, what do you call that, in the microwave oven. He just heats and gives basi food. So his father was telling, he is earning $1,000,000, but he cannot enjoy good food. This fellow has no money with him in the pocket. He's a sadhu baba, and he's eating 3 times hot prasad. So he's making a comparison. He was telling. So in the same manner, if you want to sleep early as a devotee, can you sleep or not? You can sleep early and rise early. But imagine somebody is working hard to make his material life very big. 3 shifts a week. I mean, 3 shifts he's working. You can see his lifestyle. Everything you take eating, take sleeping, take take every aspect of his life, make a tabla column, and give it as a homework to you. You can do that. So see the material life envy and competition is more, correct or not? Actually, the burning envy in the heart is more painful than even disease in the body also. Huh? Whereas devotees don't have any envy. Devotees know that Krishna is empowering different people differently. Everybody has some unique, abilities Krishna has given. So they don't feel any envy for anybody. And also, materialistic people have ego trip. Everybody has to impress other people. And devotees don't impress anybody. They can shave their head and keep a shika and dance in the street also. They don't have to impress anybody. They have to just please Krishna and Guru. That's all. So when you have to impress others, impressing game is a very painful game. For example, you want to wear clothes to cover your body, or you want to wear branded clothes. But who want to wear branded clothes? Yeah. Then which is costly? Right? See, from here I want to go to temple, I can have Maruti car. How much is Maruti car now? 5-6 lakhs or something like that. Imagine if I want to show to people what car I have. Then will Maruti car will do? No, you need a very big. This is the point. If you are a materialist, if you want to impress other people, lot of time and energy goes in bringing more money to impress the world around you. Whereas devotee doesn't have to impress anybody. Therefore, our expenditure is less. You understand? No? It's very, very less. So you need a car to travel, or you need a car to show off. Correct. No? So similarly, what type of food you eat, it's up to you. Do you want a food to keep body and soul together? Or you want a food to taste, to satisfy your palate? So then it's up to you. Of course, in devotees also there are two categories. Those devotees who just want to maintain the body and go on with devotion service, they are the peaceful people. Otherwise, if you are greedy, then even devotee can suffer. Correct, no? So the whole idea is, if your goal is elevating consciousness or possessing material goods, so there is a difference between the two. Correct, no? What you want to do? Yeah. So possessing material goods is binding. Elevating one's consciousness is liberating. Correct, no? Yeah. So in this way, uh, in the human form of life, you have the what is that? I was looking for the. Let me check. One more good point was the last point. Looking for one particular note. Uh, One thing I want to show you. Okay, quickly you can see this. You're able to see this? Is it big enough for you? Or see, what are the heavy responsibilities of human life? Firstly, rise above animal life of sense gratification and lead a human life of sense control. The four regs, if you follow, you do that. And then rise above average human life to divine life of godly behavior by divine austerities for Krishna. That is A.B.C.D, I told you. Correct, no? Then turn our attention from accumulating material possessions to increasing devotional credits. Correct, no? So Jesus says in Bible, what he says? Do not strive after wealth, uh, which is eaten by moths, stolen by thieves, and rusted by wind, he says. Because these are material goods. Eaten by moths means you seen the beams, eaten up by the termites. If you build a house with beams, they may be eaten away by termites. Eaten by moths, rusted by wind, or stolen by thieves. So don't work after those commodities. It will be left behind. He says. That's one famous verse. Dhanani bhumau pashavo chagoshti. There's a verse which says Dhanani bhumau means whatever you earned wealth, it may be in the form of lands or houses or bank balance, they will all be left on earth only. When you fly up, they will all remain behind. Dhanani bhumau. And pashavo chagoshti means your car will remain in the garage only. You will go away. Somebody will use it. You won't be there to use it. It will be left, everything will be left behind. So turn our attention from accumulating material possessions to increasing devotional credits. And then turn our absorption from materialistic engagements to spiritual absorption. Correct, no? Like preaching, distributing Prabhupada books, doing Haram. Accept Krishna, align with Krishna, act for the pleasure of Krishna, act on behalf of Krishna. That means accept Krishna is acceptance of God is the first step of a Sura Asura difference. Suras accept God and Asuras act rebellious to God. Correct, no? Krishna says, drink milk and nourish your brain tissues. Asuras say, no, we will cut the cow and eat the flesh. That is better. That's why they are opposite, correct now? And align with Krishna means following the scriptures. Act for the pleasure of Krishna means yajna. You know, performing activities for the pleasure of the Lord. Like, for example, all our A.B.C.D activities are all for the pleasure of the Lord. And acting on behalf of Krishna means becoming a representative, preacher, mentor, counselor, manager, sevak. So we can act on behalf of the Lord. If you do, then your human life is perfect. These are the responsibilities in human life. And the result is what? Uh, so Suras, Asuras, just now I told you, animal life is miserable, but human life is peaceful. So, but why the human life is becoming miserable? You know, that's because uh, that's what we were telling you. Uh, When you turn away from God, then our life becomes almost like a animal. Correct now? Therefore, higher duties for humans, hard work is for animals. Correct now? Animal like the human. Mm. So that's what Prabhupada is saying. Why is the man given a better life than that of the swine and other animals? Why is highly placed government servant given better facilities than those of ordinary clerk? The answer is highly placed officer has to discharge duties of a higher nature. Similarly, the duties human beings have to perform is higher than those of animals who are always engaged simply in feeding their hungry stomachs. On the other hand, hard work is punishment for neglecting spiritual life. If we are given this human form of life, not to work hard like asses or pigs or dogs, but to attain the highest perfection of life. If we do not care for self realization, the laws of nature will force us to work very hard, even though we may not want to do so. For example, you all are the gentlemanly people, so you are living outside the jail very happily. You are a citizen of India and you are allowed to live peacefully. But if any of you would break the laws of the state, you'll be put in the jail where life would be simple or miserable. Be miserable. Huh? That means you will bring about a miserable life by breaking the laws, correct, no? Of the state. Same way, by breaking the laws of God and ignoring God's teachings in the scriptures, we make our life miserable. Then we go to lower forms where sensory education is the goal. You know, senses want to gratify and mind is burning with envy and competition. So it's a very, very painful. That's what Prabhupada is saying. Human beings in this age have been forced to work hard like asses and bullocks that pull carts. If a man fails to discharge his duties as a human being, he is forced to transmigrate to Asura planets, uh, take birth in degraded species. On the other hand, if you are a devotee, even if you have some material desires, Prabhupada says, still no problem. If you have material desires, instead of going to Buloka to Goloka, you will go from Buloka to Swarga. Huh? Why you will go to Swarga? To complete those material desires. And then when you finish the material desires over, then you'll be reborn on the earth, like Shuchinam Shimatam Gehe, he says. You'll be born in the family of a. You can imagine, even a boy who fails in the spiritual process, even he is given a Swargavas and followed by nice birth in a Brahmana family or aristocratic family. What is become of those who pass? Huh? They go back to Goloka and be happy forever. That means in spiritual life, either way it is good. If you still have material desires, still no problem. Huh? You are going to be, you have a future is still, of course, you'll be born again in this world, but at the same time, you are not going to be cast in hell, you see. On the other hand, materialistic people, now also their life is hellish and after death also is hellish. Correct, no? And after death, they go to real hell and till death, they are keeping their life like hell. Correct, no? Like you can see in Bombay, they were working this big, what do you call it? This flyover they are making, no? These fellows live by the side of the road. They make a chal kind of thing. They pass stool, urine, everything in the neighborhood gutter or something like that, you know. And the water they take bath in is so horrible. Huh? Like here, Mulla Mutta is flowing, no? Like that, some people take bath in that kind of thing also. And they smoke BD, they drink liquor, all day they work hard. I heard the money they get is only enough for hand to mouth. Just for their eating and for the clothes, that's all it is enough. Huh? But when I saw these fellows are more austere than brahmacharis also. Huh? You know, our brahmachari life is not so austere. Because for material, the more you become materialistic, the more our life takes a shape of almost like animal life, he says. Huh? So, one should make a comparison like this. Those who do not even make an attempt, who want to be covered by illusion, who are too materialistic and too attached to material enjoyment, must enter into the darkest region of hell, as confirmed in the Vedic literature. Conclusion is that as human beings, we are meant not simply for solving economic problems on a tottering platform, but for solving all the problems of material life into which we have been placed by the laws of nature. Correct, no? That means, simply don't chase after money and Indra huh? Because then you will be counted amongst animals, he says. Huh? On the contrary, uplift your consciousness. Huh? Like that he says. So, see that 10 points quickly, then we wind up now. Huh? Heavy responsibilities in human life. One of you read one point. Mike is coming to you. You can take this one. Uh, yeah. Next point, second point.
Third, attention on any field brings about activities in that field. Example, civil engineer studies about construction, bridges, etc. Mechanical engineer studies about machines and work with machines. Software engineer studies coding and languages and work with them. And devotees study Gita, hear from Guru, and do japa, arti, speak lectures.
And all of them are going to produce different outcomes. Huh? Civil engineer gets one type of salary, mechanical engineer gets another type of salary, and software engineer gets another type of salary. Although software engineer may be proud that I get the biggest fat salary, but that fat salary will remain behind here. Huh? It will not go with him. But devotees get the biggest fruit, huh? Which is awakening the love for God. Prabhupada says if you have connection with Crorepati, he will arrange everything. Somebody came to one temple in America and asked, Swamiji, your brahmacharis are staying in the temple, they don't go for job, they're eating good food, how is it? Prabhupada said, rich men's sons don't go for job. And by the way, Krishna is the richest man. Huh? So, in this way, devotees lead very happy lives. They just do what Krishna says and Krishna provides them everything. Huh? Okay, read the fourth one.
Attention to liberating spirit means to control mind and senses and direct them for spiritual advancement. Not let them lose for chasing after the mirage of sense gratification and suffer birth after birth.
Yeah. So, where are you going to put your attention? Huh? That is very, very vital. If you are going to pay your attention to liberating the spirit by controlling mind and senses, that means you are in a progressive civilization. Huh? But if you are going to put your attention in losing you are chasing after the mirage of Maya, huh? Then sense gratification is your goal, then we suffer birth after birth. Huh? So let us read the next 5 points. First one.
Absorption comes from engagement, and repeated and attentive engagements produce taste. Example, spiritual activities offer spiritual absorption, temple obeisances, Sravanam, Kirtanam, Seva, etc. Second example, material activities offer material absorptions like blotting paper and ink.
Yeah. In blotting paper and ink, if you keep, the blotting paper absorbs the ink, correct? No? Similarly, whatever you focus on, your mind starts absorbing it completely. So, okay. And then one becomes.
One
So,
becomes
this point is very important. Huh? Repeated and attentive engagements produce taste. So, in spiritual activities also, attentive attention means what other distractions should be avoided. Then only you develop taste. Like you are reading a book. Some people read in a cubicle, correct? No? Repeatedly read. Then you develop taste for the subject. Otherwise, you are reading little bit boring. You talk here, go there. Then you don't go deep in subject. Correct? No? Therefore, repeated and attentive engagement produces taste. Yeah. Go ahead. Next one. One becomes.
one becomes attached to whatever test one focuses on, be it material test or spiritual test. But the difference is material test burns us over time and there's more and more activity. Spiritual test calms our mind and senses and produce abundant purification peace.
Ah, correct. Yeah. Somebody may say, okay, you guys have a spiritual taste. I have material taste. You go your way, I go my way. No, you may go your way, but you will suffer. Correct? No? It will increase the hankering also and burning also. Both. Yeah.
And absorptions. Impurity sense is always chased after impurity.
Then.
To go from platform to divine platform, one should do the ABCD formula. Thus, a devotee is liberated from six whips, four real problems, and threefold miseries. Practicing devotional service means no more material world, no more material body, and no more misery.
If one focuses on and puts all energy in possessing material goods, he leaves behind all that he accumulated and is reborn to continue another term.
in another material body starting from zero. Example, like a newborn child is in a mood to capture a old dying man leaves behind.
Then last point.
If one focuses on and puts all energy in elevating one's consciousness by spiritual activities, then one earn bhakti sukruti, which is imperishable and which goes with the soul after death. Example, a boy who become high court magistrate does less work and earn more. A boy who dropped out from the school worked hard as the clerk earned 1 by 10th of salary of high court magistrate.
Correct, huh? The drop out from the school earns less and works more. Huh? High court judge has to work less and earn more. So the more you have finer quality of life, like the spiritual life is the finest quality of life. Huh? And you will see that more you are ready for that fine life, then your life becomes quite smooth after that. Huh? Materially, spiritually, one can make it very, very happy. It's possible. So, Prabhupada ki, what is the heading? Heavy responsibilities. Now you understand what is heavy responsibility. Huh?